Welcome, Libra, to the month of September 2017. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this month I'm going to be doing a bit of something different because I'm dealing with a health issue with my right knee. I have a great deal of pain, and I've been told that I have arthritis in it, and so I'm having to stay off of it. But sitting for too long of a period of time is very painful as well. So I can't sit here for too long, but what I can do is read to you all about your sign from a soul-centered perspective. And I'm reading from the book by Alan Oken called Soul-Centered Astrology, A Key to Your Expanding Self. So, without further ado, I'll get right to it. Okay, so Libra, you are the light that moves to rest. This is the light that oscillates until a point of balance is achieved. It is the light which is distinguished by a moving up and down. Kind of reminds me of watching a sunset on the ocean's horizon as the light was moving up and down. That's exactly what, similar to what this author is getting at. And your rays of manifestation are the 3rd and the 7th. And your planetary rulers and their rays, from a personality standpoint, from a personality-centered standpoint, it is Venus and the 5th ray. From a soul-centered perspective, it is the planet Uranus and the 7th ray. Libra's tendency to be non-committal and rather blasé, which on the surface indicates a lack of passion and impartiality, and it's all okay with me attitude, can be very disconcerting to a person of a more martial nature. I thought that said marital nature. Try this out too often with a Mars-ruled Aries or Scorpio partner and see how a war ensues. When Mars is also in Libra, a person of balance tends to tip the scales. It is assured that should the Sun and Mars be conjoined in this sign, then whatever you may like, I am going to dislike. I will also make sure to attract someone into my life with whom there will be such consistent dissent that I will always be on one side or the other of any dispute. Ugh, I know what that's like. It's pretty aggravating to be around. But such confrontations of personality continue for Libra, Mars notwithstanding, until ultimate peace is achieved through marriage with the higher self. From the soul-centered perspective, Libra represents a pause, an interlude, a place of assessment, a point of contemplation, a hiatus between two activities. Soul-centering people incarnating in Libra may take this karmic hiatus as they prepare for the great conflict awaiting them, and everyone else, for that matter, in Scorpio. Libra provides that seesaw experience which can be very confusing both to the Libran and to those with whom he may be in relationship. This consists of the dualistic rhythm of a person who has perceived something much deeper than the material aspects of the form life. This individual has experienced the presence of the soul, but is not fully anchored in its consciousness. He is thus polarized and tends to waver back and forth between the desires of the personality and the service orientation and transpersonality of the soul. Such is the great duality and testing ground of people born on the scales. This rhythm is often alternating, for at certain times of his life, Libra is much more soul-oriented, while at other times his personality may predominate. Librans are thus in flux between these two major polarities of life, but for a very good reason. They are supposed to learn the nature of the energies and experiences of this polarity very intimately. Their job is to harmonize these two currents as a result of experiencing the two contrasting but related sides. In this respect, we should recall that Venus, the exoteric ruler of Libra, is the esoteric ruler of Gemini, the sign of the relating and harmonizing of opposites. In addition to creating a state of balance between the two abutments of the rainbow bridge, the soul and the personality, Libra prepares the way for the disciple to do open warfare in Scorpio, which is its following sign. Here is one side of the battle, and there's the other. But the real fight, leading to the soul infusion of the personality, has not as yet commenced. Libra is not ready for such intense turmoil, but draws out the battle lines, taking alternating positions, as in being quite argumentative. Okay. As Uranus is the esoteric ruler of Libra and the exoteric ruler of Aquarius, sign of human relationships, Libran evolution unfolds through the interplay of interpersonal dynamics. In earlier stages, especially when on the fixed cross, or in that middle column that I'll get to in the part 2 video, Librans engage in those relationships which clearly define the differences between a loving person from the soul level as opposed to loving someone from the focus of the personality. A bit farther down the path, Libra will work to integrate and balance these two expressions of loving. This dilemma will be finally resolved through Scorpio. Libra is the sign of the balancing of desires. The desires of the threefold lower nature and the desire for a soul-centered way of dealing with life. This is often idealistically expressed as the search for one's soulmate. Scorpio represents the eventual mastery of spiritual and material desires and gives rise to the victorious disciple. Its polarity is found in Taurus, which on the personality level is the sign of the rulership of the physical desires over life. Pisces, perhaps the most mystical of all the signs, is the embodiment of the consummation of the desire of all the nations, the result of divine desire, the world savior, the coming one, the Messiah. In terms of the natural and normal focus of human desires and relationships, the Tibetan master says that Libra is more associated with sex than any other signs. This is due to Libra's expression as the balancing agent between the basic polarities of life, the male and the female. The very nature of Libran tension sustains another essential duality, one which characterizes the polarization of the life energies, passing between the two sexes, attraction on the one hand and competition and combativeness on the other. And on that note, in the next video, in my part 2 video, I will be going over Libra's key words as to what the personality-centered individual acts as and how it would ideally express itself through the more evolved cardinal cross. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.